Chapter 61, Crazy Absorption of Attributes, Internal Strength Surges. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sakura Ministry of Internal Affairs, Special High Section, located west of the French Concession, near the banks of the Pujiang River. In another 80 years, this will be the most prosperous center of the entire Magic City, and even the entire Daxia, but in this era, this place is still a little desolate. In the military camp a few kilometers away, there is a reinforced army regiment stationed. There are more than 5,000 soldiers. Lin Luo arrived at the special high section and was immediately stopped by the military police. Looking at his Western appearance, the soldiers were suspicious and confirmed his identity with Nan Tianyangzi. Soon, the identity verification was successfully passed. Led by the soldiers, Lin Luo came all the way to Nan Tianyangzi's office. After successfully capturing Ming Lu and obtaining the code book of the Third War Zone, all the intelligence that Luo Lin said before was fulfilled, so Nan Tianyangzi believed him at this time. Knock knock knock. There was a knock on the door. She got up personally and opened the door for Lin Luo. Mr. Luo. Nan Tian's eyes lit up and shouted in surprise. If Luo Lin hadn't pointed out the clues, the arrest of Ming Lu would have been delayed for a long time. In intelligence work, time is money and efficiency is life. Please come in, I'll make tea for you. Nan Tianyangzi stretched out her hand, bowed slightly, and motioned Lin Luo to enter the office. At this time, Wang Manchun was also standing in the office. She looked at Lin Luo. When she saw Nan Tian's respect for Lin Luo, she couldn't help but frown. Her face was uncertain. No trouble. Lin Luo walked in expressionlessly. It's just a small matter, I'll leave after it's done. The office door closed. I heard that the venomous snake has been captured by you. Did you get the intelligence and the code book, and what was the result? Mr. Luo, thanks to your previous reminder, all the tasks were successfully completed. Nan Tianyangzi smiled. Looking at Wang Manchun, she raised her head and motioned, Director Wang, you and Mr. Luo introduce each other. Without waiting for Wang Manchun to answer, Lin Luo waved his hand directly. No need. I just want to confirm whether the intelligence obtained is true. The code book they got is about the military deployment of the Third War Zone. As long as it is confirmed to be true, it will definitely be sent to the military department of the War Zone as soon as possible. Yoko Minamata trusts him very much now. Hearing this, she didn't think much and nodded to answer. We have confirmed that the code book is. Teacher. Wang Manchun suddenly shouted, I don't know if it's the sixth sense or some other reason. She has always been wary of Lorraine. Lorraine is a German and has nothing to do with the Military Control Commission, the Communist Party, or the Special High Section. Why is he so interested in the truth of the intelligence? It's unreasonable. Wang Manchun smiled and said, Mr. Luo, we are still confirming the truth of the intelligence. May I ask if there is any hidden secret in this matter? That she said this sentence just to test it, but Lin Luo, who is familiar with the plot, knows. The moment Wang Tianfeng died, she had believed the authenticity of the code book. Besides, it can be seen from Minami Yoko's reaction. After thinking for a moment, he shook his head and chuckled. There is indeed a hidden secret. What? Minami Yoko was surprised. Mr. Luo, do you have any other questions? There is something you may not know. Lin Luo reached into his arms. He took out a pistol filled with bullets from his backpack. It was the munitions that were robbed on the smuggling ship before. Before Wang Tianfeng was imprisoned and rebelled, I met him on Shefei Road that night. At the same time. He looked at Minami Yoko and grinned. On the day of the dance, after talking to you, I went to see Ming Tai. You should know about this. Don't you want to think about what the connection is? Halfway through, Wang Manchun had already reacted. His right hand slowly touched his waist, ready to pull out the gun at any time. Until he finished speaking, Minami Yoko was stunned at first. The expression on her face changed drastically, and she immediately understood his hint. Military police. Bang! Bang! 2 gunshots sounded at the same time. Wang Manchun fired first. Her bullets were fired. Even though they were so close, they failed to hit Lin Luo's body, and the bullet fired by Lin Luo accurately hit Nan Tian's head. Pop. Just like the scene in the original plot, her head with a military cap exploded like a balloon. blood mixed with various flesh and blood splashed all over the office. Wang Manchun held the gun and looked at Lin Luo with her eyes wide open, her face stained with blood. She couldn't figure it out, why she couldn't hit, when she should have been able to hit. The gunshots in the office alarmed the military police, and footsteps quickly gathered. Before the soldiers rushed into the office, Lin Luo approached Wang Manchun, stretched out his right hand, tightly grasped her swan neck, and slowly lifted it up. Wang Manchun came to her senses, held her breath, raised the pistol, and aimed at Lin Luo again. Bang bang bang. 3 consecutive bullets, all deflected. Lorraine is still intact. To be honest, Wang Manchun is really good looking, charming and charming. If it weren't for the blood on her hands, and the blood of her compatriots, it wouldn't be a bad idea to spare her life. Who are you? Wang Manchun's expression was distorted, and she squeezed out a sound from her throat. Lin Luo looked at her coldly and didn't answer her question. He just said expressionlessly, "Goodbye." Knocked him out with a knife, prepared to enjoy him later. The military police assembled and rushed through the door. When they saw the bodies on the ground, all the soldiers were instantly furious and raised their rifles. The sound of BAGA was everywhere. Lin Luo understood Sakura language. Several soldiers didn't have time to squeeze in. They were assigned a task to report to Fujita Yoshimasa and come to take charge of the situation. A gleam of light flashed in his eyes. I thought I had to go somewhere else to kill Fujita. I didn't expect that the other party was in the special hires section. It saved a lot of trouble. The soldiers in front of him were just delivering food. In his eyes, anyway, they were from Sakura country. He would not feel any guilt. The battle broke out directly. Lin Luo hid behind the table, dodging the countless bullets, and waited for an opportunity to raise his gun to fight back, and soon gained the upper hand in the situation. 2 minutes passed. In the crowded office, the sound of gunfire suddenly became sparse. Everyone realized it later and looked around in confusion. The teammates who fought side by side with him, one by one, lying on the ground, like dead fish. The military uniform and weapons remained in place. On the other hand, Lin Luo, shot with a pistol, because he ate too much in a short time. Similar to the appearance of being full. His face flushed slightly, and his muscles bulged, as if he would explode in the next second. The last few soldiers finally realized that terror was coming. When they turned around and wanted to escape, it was too late. Lin Luo's speed was faster than before. In a few blinks of an eye, he fired again, and soon finished off this gendarmerie. After getting rid of everyone, Lin Luo closed his eyes. He tried his best to suppress the rioting power in his body. 11.13. Damn, this paragraph just happened to be deleted. There is an important plot. But it doesn't matter. I will still talk about it later. It is about the problem of power conflict, which is not difficult to solve. Chapter 62 SSS-level evaluation. Physical hazards. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After receiving the news, Yoshimasa Fujita hurried over. Minami Yoko was once his most proud student. With the special high section as a springboard, she might be able to enter the military in the future and become his right-hand man. However, today, the dream is about to be shattered. When he rushed to the office, it was extremely quiet. There were several military uniforms piled in the corridor, and the Type 38 rifles fell on the ground in a mess. The door of the office opened. Steady his mind, Yoshimasa Fujita walked forward. When he reached the door, his steps suddenly paused. On the chair that belonged to Minami Yoko, a figure was sitting quietly with his eyes closed. The moment Fujita appeared, Lin Luo slowly opened his eyes. Finally here. Lorraine. Fujita Yoshimasa shouted at the same time. When he received the report from Minami, he conducted a detailed investigation of Lorraine. He also found out about the Ramos family, but Fujita never expected it. The person who attacked the special high section was actually Lorraine. Lorraine, what are you doing? Fujita Yoshimasa roared. He looked at the ground, because Minami Yoko was shot in the head. Her body was still lying on the ground, with blood all over the ground. Fujita Yoshimasa's eyes were red. He roared to the person beside him, "Come here, kill him for me." Several soldiers appeared with guns, knelt on one knee, and aimed at Lin Luo's body. If the power had not rioted, Lin Luo would still want to eat more, but he clearly felt that he had reached the critical point now. I really couldn't eat a drop. Considering the disadvantages, he didn't dare to use it anymore, but just stood up slowly. Shoot! Fujita Yoshimasa ordered decisively. Bang bang bang, gunshots rang out. Lin Luo also shot at the same time, turning over his hand to take out a pistol. No need to aim. Bang bang bang. Including Fujita Yoshimasa, the bullet flew into the center of everyone's eyebrows, instantly passed through their heads, and sank into the wall behind. The bodies of several soldiers fell to the ground one after another, and no more sound was made, and Fujita Yoshimasa, as if his muscles were tense, still stood straight. Lin Luo stood up and rushed towards him. He kicked Fujita in the chest and kicked his body against the wall behind him, making a dull sound. Ha! Lin Luo clenched his teeth and exhaled heavily. He only felt that there was a tearing pain in all parts of his body at all times. While waiting for Fujita Yoshimasa to arrive, he had already called Liang Zhongchuan. While informing the Special High Section of the situation, he also confirmed safety with Monli. Lin Luo had already told her about the plan to go to Yan'an, and Monli did not resist. In northern Shaanxi, the power of the Military Control Commission could not be reached. Safety is completely guaranteed. This time, I don't know when I can come back after leaving the copy. I must arrange everything properly. As for the harvest, although the safety factor of the world of the Pretender is low, it is just a war world after all. There is nothing non-scientific about it. The only thing Lin Luo was interested in was precious metals like gold. It just so happened that the Special High Section had its own treasury. In the past few years since the war began, Yinghua has plundered countless properties in Daxia, not to mention places like Shanghai. Through the oral descriptions of several soldiers, he quickly found the location of the treasury. During the period, he encountered the military police, and he used the 6 Meridians divine sword to deal with them all. The treasury contained countless rare treasures, but the capacity of the backpack was limited. After picking and choosing, Lin Luo got a total of 60,000 taels, that is, 3 tons of gold. As for other cultural relics, he had to give up with pain. He took a lot of guns and ammunition that could be stacked, and threw them all into the backpack. Start the copy settlement. Exit the copy. That the voice of the manager sounded. Ding! Samsara Galaxy, the disguiser copy has been completed, and the task settlement is in progress. Faction task: cooperate with Wang Tianfeng to complete the dead spy plan and try to protect the survival of the camp characters. Completed. Hidden task: kill Minami Yoko and Fujita Yoshimasa. Completed. Hidden task: kill the lone wolf. Completed. Hidden task: boss dies frustration. Completed. A long list of hidden tasks was listed. The copy began to be settled. Copy evaluation, SSS-level. Congratulations to Samsara Galaxy for receiving a perfect evaluation and the title of Lord of the World. The detailed rewards are as follows. Samsara points, 15,000 points. Samsara coins, 1,500. Congratulations to the Samsara for receiving a special reward. Copy cooling refresh card ×1. The prompt gradually dissipated. At this time, Lin Luo had already returned to the waiting space. With the experience of the last time, he did not hesitate and chose to return home directly. The black fog dissipated. Lin Luo's body reappeared in the living room. Sitting on the sofa, he breathed a sigh of relief. Beside his ears, the announcement of the entire reincarnation space sounded, in the deep tone of the manager. Congratulations to the Reincarnationist Galaxy, who performed perfectly in the disguiser copy, completed the copy exploration in 64 hours, and received a perfect evaluation. SSS-level. 3 consecutive reminders appeared in the ears of every reincarnationist. Familiar Galaxy. Familiar SSS-level evaluation. The entire samsara space was boiling instantly, including the forums in the real world. Countless people started discussing Galaxy again. Why does this sentence sound familiar? Here it comes again. I'm really annoyed. SSS-level perfect evaluation. Is it really wholesale? 3 consecutive days, 3 consecutive perfect evaluations. Are you playing? Are you all so surprised? I'm almost used to the operation of the big guys. Fuck. Galaxy got the title of Lord of the World again, and there is no need to explore this copy. Actually, it's okay. I've been to the disguiser. The tasks in it are too difficult. It's a world with a spy war background. I was caught as a spy in 2 days. Fortunately, I gave up the task in time and didn't get killed. This is really cheating. Doesn't the Samsara space and the administrators care? Fuck. My friend is also in the disguiser copy. No, why can't I find him? You play well, Galaxy, I'm a waste. As the Samsara space broadcast, the outside world is undercurrent. In the living room, Lin Luo was a little tired. He stayed in the dungeon for 4 days and 3 nights, thinking about the task while rushing to complete various arrangements. Physical fatigue is one aspect, but mental fatigue is even more uncomfortable. The most important thing is, after leaving the dungeon, the power in the body is still violent and constantly impacts the body. It seems to be getting worse. Attribute panel. Lin Luo muttered in his heart. The virtual screen unfolded. Reincarnation, Galaxy, Reincarnation number, 202332250127, P area, Strength, 884. Constitution, 892. Agility, 884. Spirit, 960. Luck, 3. Charm, 11. Free attributes, 68. Reincarnation points, 15,000. Reincarnation coins, 29780. Skills, Biming Divine Art, 3rd level, 6 Meridians Divine Sword, 3rd level, Axis Language Proficiency, English Proficiency, All Models of Firearms Proficiency, Reincarnation Star Rating, 1 star, including Wang Manchun. He finally absorbed the attributes of 53 people, absorbed with 80% efficiency. Each of Lin Luo's attributes has been improved by 424 points. So his total attribute value has now reached 3,620 points. Even without counting the newly acquired 15,000 points and the 68 points of free attributes, there is still a gap of nearly 400 attributes from the 4-star reincarnation, but it is enough to shock the world. Lin Luo now needs half of the points to reach the 2-star reincarnation, and his attributes have almost crossed 3 major levels. If this matter is told to others, no one will believe it. Lying on the sofa, Lin Luo put his hand on his chest and frowned tightly. The heartbeat in his chest is as clear as a drum. Fuck, that he couldn't help but screaming in pain. After reaching out to close the attribute panel, he blocked all messages at the same time. Even if it was a message from Xiao Yuxuan, he didn't want to hear it now. At this time, the blood vessels on the surface of the body protruded like underground snakes, constantly wriggling. The skin turned red, and blood was faintly seeping out of the pores. Even the body began to gradually expand. 11.13. Torture. Finally finished, from 37 to 62, finally finished. Chapter 63 Items for Refining Attributes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this time, the room was extremely quiet. Only suppressed wailing could be heard. It felt like something was about to burst out from inside the body. Lin Luo bit his lower lip tightly. He wanted to relieve the pain inside the body. He had a hunch, if he continued to hold on like this, his body might burst directly, like a balloon. Manager. Holding back the pain, he shouted, "Is there any way to reduce the attributes?" That the room was a private place, and only unconscious managers could enter. A cold reply sounded, "The attribute value belongs to the reincarnationist, and the manager has no right to deprive it. If the reincarnationist needs to reallocate the attributes, he can choose to buy the corresponding props." Lin Luo, who was in a daze, heard the manager's answer. It took a long time to react. He suddenly had a bright idea. Yes. Why didn't he think of it before? The reason for the abnormality of the body was that too many attribute values were absorbed. If all were washed into free attributes, in the novel, it is equivalent to converting other people's true qi into Biming true qi. When the time comes, reabsorb it, and the problem will be solved. Thinking of this, Lin Luo did not dare to hesitate. Open them all. List all the props that can refine attribute values. Swish. The virtual screen unfolded. The mall page selected by the administrator was displayed in front of him. The first one was the resurrection coin, which was sold for 100 million reincarnation coins. After the resurrection coin was used, the attributes of the reincarnationist were all converted into free attribute values, and points could be added again, but at this price, Lin Luo could not afford it. There are still many props left, which can refine attributes, props like human book and judge's pen. At the end of the page, there is a prop with the lowest price, called Tianmeng Stone, 100,000 reincarnation coins. After use, all the attributes of the reincarnationist that have been added will be converted into free attribute values, and hidden attributes cannot be converted. This is the lowest priced prop in the mall that meets the requirements, but at this price, Lin Luo still can't take it out. There are 5 tons of gold in the backpack. If they are all sold, it would be enough to pay the money, but it will take time to sell them. Moreover, so many copies of gold will definitely cause inflation. Ah! The tearing pain came again, biting the tip of his tongue hard. Lin Luo tried to keep himself awake, opened the chat interface with Xiao Yuxuan. During the time when he blocked the message, Xiao Yuxuan sent him a lot of messages. Wanxiang, Hehehe. It's you again. Wanxiang, your organization is too powerful, 3 consecutive SSS perfect evaluations. Wanxiang, look at the news. The survival rate of this pretender copy is only 22%, and they all say it is related to you. Wanxiang, there seems to be something wrong with the 2 perfect evaluation copies you explored before. Wanxiang, what happened? Why don't you reply to the message? Long paragraph. Lin Luo, who was in pain, didn't care. Hehehe, do you have money? Transfer some to me quickly, it's urgent. As soon as he sent the message, Xiao Yuxuan replied instantly. Wanxiang, you finally replied to me. I thought you were missing too. I haven't seen you for so long. Wanxiang, what money? Real money or samsara coin? Hehehe, samsara coin. Wanxiang, how much money do you want? I'll transfer it to you now. Hehehe, 100,000. After this sentence was sent, Xiao Yuxuan suddenly fell silent and didn't reply for a long time. Just when Lin Luo was about to collapse, the message prompt finally sounded. Wanxiang, I went to Tianwen to collect some money. Now it's enough. Should I transfer it directly to you? Hehehe, quick. She didn't ask what the money was used for, nor when to pay it back. After Lin Luo replied to the message, soon, a transfer of up to 100,000 samsara coins appeared in the account. According to the official exchange rate of 1:10,000, 100,000 samsara coins are worth up to 1 billion real money. Even for Tianwen, it is not a small number. Other reincarnationists who cleared the 5-star dungeon with an A-level evaluation could only get a reward of 500 reincarnation coins. It was clear that the 100,000 reincarnation coins were valuable. However, the situation was urgent, so Lin Luo did not reply too much. He quickly opened the mall, found the Tianmeng stone item, and chose to buy it. The Tianmeng stone was a palm-sized stone. It emitted a white light all over, and it looked very similar to the spiritual stone in the fantasy world. Use it. Lin Luo gritted his teeth and roared. The dark and lightless living room. After he shouted this sentence, it suddenly became radiant. The light inside the Tianmeng stone was shining. The white light burst out, covering his whole body. His body was like soaking in a hot spring, and there were dozens of technicians massaging him closely. The cracked and loose skin was repaired at a speed visible to the naked eye. The swollen body quickly returned to normal. In just half a minute, the light faded, and the Tianmeng stone disappeared from his hand. A prompt sounded. Reincarnator Hehehe, you have successfully used the Heavenly Dream Stone, and all attributes will be converted into free attribute points. Lin Luo breathed a sigh of relief after a long-lost feeling of ease. Opened the attribute panel. Reincarnator, Hehehe, reincarnation number, 202322500127, P-zone, strength, 0. Constitution, 0. Agility, 0. Spirit, 0. Luck, 3. Charm, 11. Free attributes, 3688. Reincarnation points, 15,000. Reincarnation coins, 29780. Skills, Biming Divine Art, 3rd level, 6 Meridians Divine Sword, 3rd level, Axis Language Proficiency, English Proficiency, all models of firearms proficiency. Reincarnation star rating, 1 star, except for the 2 attributes of luck and charm. All other attribute values were washed to 0 points. The free attribute value reached 3,688 points, and the reincarnation star rating was 1 star. 15,000 points, all exchanged for attribute values. Lin Luo said, add the 150 points of exchanged attributes. At this time, the free attribute value has reached 3,838 points. Moreover, these are the refined attribute points, which are equivalent to the converted Baiming Qi. If you add more points, there will be no problem. He stretched out his hand to operate on the attribute panel. Not long after, all free attributes were consumed. Lin Luo upgraded all the most critical attributes, physique and spirit, to more than 1,000 points. Firstly, the higher the physique, the higher the survival rate of the reincarnationist. If you live in this way, you will live forever. Moreover, the 6 meridians divine sword is related to the spirit attribute. The higher the spirit attribute, the more powerful the sword energy emitted, and the farther the shooting distance. The data on the attribute panel is completely new. Reincarnationist, Galaxy, Reincarnation number 202332250127, P area, strength, 900. Physique, 1001. Agility, 936. Spirit, 1001. Luck, 3. Charm, 11. Free attribute, 0. Reincarnation points, 0. Reincarnation coins, 29780. To upgrade to a 2-star reincarnationist, you need about 25,000 reincarnation points. In other words, at least one SSS-rated copy is required for Lin Luo to become a 2-star reincarnationist. There is still a long way to go. But the current attributes have made him very satisfied. The minimum requirement for a 4-star reincarnationist is 4,000 total attributes, combat power, and each attribute must be no less than 750 points. I have only been in the reincarnation space for a few days. I am already comparable to a 4-star reincarnationist. What else is there to be dissatisfied with? Chapter 64 Mysterious Copy, Swallowing the Starry Sky. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Until the body recovers, only then did he have time to check the copy harvest. This exploration, in addition to the skyrocketing attribute values, the biggest gain is the 5 tons of gold in the backpack. As expected, these golds also have the feature of can be used in dungeons. Based on previous sales price, these 5 tons of gold are worth more than 20 billion real currency. Converted into reincarnation coins, it can be sold for a sky-high price of at least 1.3 million. Of course, Lin Luo knew it very well. With so much gold released at the same time, things will definitely depreciate. In order to obtain greater profits, he only picked 500 kilograms of gold, divide into 5 portions in total. Each 100 kilograms of gold was sold separately, thrown into the exchange and never taken care of again. 15,000 reincarnation points have been completely consumed at this time, and those 1,500 reincarnation coins are better than nothing. Preparing to close the backpack. Interface, sudden, an ordinary-looking card attracted Lin Luo's attention. Dungeon Cooling Refresh Card. What is this? This was indeed mentioned when the dungeon was settled and when the managers issued rewards, but the pain was unbearable at the time, so he didn't pay much attention. Take the card out and look at it. Dungeon Cooldown Refresh Card. Using the card, the dungeon cooldown time will be reset to 0, and reincarnators can choose to explore the dungeon at any time. After reading the card attributes, Lin Luo's eyes lit up. Nice one. After using this card, he does not need to wait 24 hours and can immediately continue to swipe another copy, although his current physical condition does not support him to explore the dungeon again. However, for Lin Luo, the greatest value of the copy refresh card is to adjust the cooling time of the copy. Adjust the time to the afternoon, and after school, you can go online and brush the dungeon immediately. Put the card away carefully. He then clicked on the Friends panel. Today's crisis, if it weren't for Xiao Yuxuan and the others' help, the consequences would be disastrous. No matter if they are sincerely helping, or they have other intentions, I have to find a way to repay this favor. Reincarnation, Long Outyen, your friend request has been approved. The first thing that popped up was this prompt. Lin Luo was stunned for a moment and laughed dumbly. After so many days, Fatty finally remembered his account password. Unfortunately, I have business to do now. Otherwise, you can still tease him. As for the chat interface, Lin Luo just pretended not to see the large number of murals sent by Fatty. Click to open the chat window with Xiao Yuxuan, Galaxy. Now that the matter is done, the 100,000 reincarnation coins will be returned to you in 2 days. Xiao Yuxuan quickly replied to the message. Wanxiang, it's the money Tianwen lent you. It will be transferred directly to him when the time comes. It has nothing to do with me, Wanxiang. if I borrowed it, you wouldn't have to pay it back, Galaxy, okay, I understand, although she made it clear before that she chose Galaxy, but Lin Luo could understand, born and raised in Daxia, she definitely couldn't completely cut herself off from the alliance, just like the few words I just said, they are all intended to gain my own favor, but it doesn't matter. Inha, are you still here? A message sounded. After coming back to his senses, he asked casually, what's wrong? I forgot to mention something. Tianwen told me that you don't need to pay back the money. He happened to ask you for something. Xiao Yuxuan sent a message. Someone over there has entered the swallowing starry sky copy, and it seems to be a bit troublesome. I wanted to ask you if you have any strategies for the mysterious copy. Just think of it as the first transaction. Didn't wait for a reply, she added, but because it is a mysterious copy, Tianwen knows that there is no complete guide. So, even if there are only simple clues, they can accept it. Devouring the stars. Lin Luo was slightly distracted when he saw the familiar name. In just a few days, he has heard this copy many times, like the military district major discussed earlier, as well as the A3-level combat uniform he wears. They are all related to the world of swallowing stars. If you guessed correctly, this should be the content of the well-known online article in my previous life. After thinking for a moment, Lin Luo asked, where is the dungeon timeline? When is it now? Wanxiang, let me ask first. She appears quickly. Wanxiang, the current time of the copy is probably the summer of 2054 AD. Seeing this answer, Lin Luo frowned. Summer is summer, what does this probably mean? Especially copies like Swallowing Starry Sky. According to the original plot of the novel, the protagonist Luo Feng became a planet-level powerhouse in just 2 years, a month apart. The plot might be completely different, but after all, Lin Luo didn't bother to question after receiving the money. In the original plot, Luo Feng did not reach adulthood until 2056 and took part in the warrior assessment. After joining the extreme martial arts gym, his strength increased by leaps and bounds, and he became the god of war at an extremely fast speed. There are still 2 years left, enough time to make any plans. It is definitely impossible to come up with a complete guide. Swallowing the Starry Sky is a copy with a grand worldview. If it involves the plot of the universe, the most powerful ones among them may be more powerful than the creators of the reincarnation space. Definitely have to take the strategy with a grain of salt. After finishing his words, he replied, let me briefly talk about some clues first. If you want to choose a camp, you must choose Earth. The specific location is in Daxia's Jiangnan base city, Yayan District 3rd High School. In addition, find 2 people, named Wei Wen and Luo Feng. If you can hold Luo Feng's thigh, even if it is a pig, it may become the pig of the universe. Don't look at just 2 short sentences. If it is sold to the outside world, even if the price is 1 billion, he has to consider it. After all, who can resist the temptation of the pig of the universe? Lin Luo didn't say more about other clues. Only after entering the universe will the plot reach its true peak. And it is too early now, and the plot of Swallowing the Stars is very complicated. If you repeat it one by one, you can't finish it even if you talk for a few days. So let Xiao Yuxuan reply these clues to Tianwen first. If you want to know more strategies, just bring money and come to ask for an interview in person. It's hard for me to do things without money. JPG. After explaining all this, Lin Luo yawned with a wave of sleepiness. Just about to say goodbye to Xiao Yuxuan, he suddenly remembered something. By the way, have you found your missing student? Xiao Yuxuan was confused when she saw this message. This is her personal matter, and it's something in the real world. Why does it feel like Inha is more concerned than she is? Confused, she still answered, the person hasn't been found yet, but I went to his house to look for him. According to the neighbors, he went home in the afternoon. Besides, he didn't show up again until the evening. He should have gone to the reincarnation space. I'll talk to Tianwen about the mysterious copy first. You go to bed early. After she finished speaking, her avatar quickly turned black, and Lin Luo's eyes were blank, staring blankly at the screen. While he was exploring the copy, Xiao Yuxuan actually came to look for someone in person. He had a conversation with Aunt Chiu. Wait. Could it be that the 2 of them were communicating something that shouldn't be said behind his back? Thinking of this crazy woman Chiu Yu, Lin Luo had a headache. He pondered for a long time. Exit the reincarnation space. Chapter 65 The copy world changes dramatically. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The scene flashed in front of him. Lin Luo's body appeared in the bedroom, maintaining the state he was in when he entered the reincarnation space before, lying on his back on the bed in the bedroom. At this time, the moon was bright outside the window. After experiencing another surge in attributes, he could clearly feel that there was a huge amount of energy in his body. He clenched his palms lightly. As if even the air in his palms was compressed, there was a creaking sound. Reincarnators are divided into 9 levels, from 1 star to 9 stars. It is not easy to increase the star level. Reincarnation points are difficult to obtain, and the attribute values corresponding to the star requirements are like a natural chasm, hindering everyone's steps. After every 3 stars, for example, the gap between 3 to 4 stars and 6 to 7 stars. It is even greater than the gap between the first 3 stars combined. So far, in the entire reincarnation space, only one 6-star reincarnator has appeared so far. It is the so-called God of War Dick of the United States. Of course, being able to touch the edge of a 4-star reincarnationist in such a short time, Lin Luo is already very satisfied, especially after being messed up by the Beiming divine art. He is now more rational. To improve strength, one must not rush. It was late at night. Lying on the bed, Lin Luo was not sleepy at all. As his reincarnation star level increased, his physical fitness also increased rapidly. There would be no problem at all if he didn't sleep for several days and nights. He was bored. He took out his mobile phone and opened the reincarnation forum. His original intention was to see the comments of netizens on the pretender copy, and by the way, see how they praised Galaxy. However, just after entering the forum, several huge titles caught Lin Luo's eyes. Why did the survival rate of the Disguiser instance, which has a 70% survival rate, suddenly drop to 22%? 50 people entered the instance, but only 11 returned to the reincarnation space safely. One of them is called Galaxy, a 2-star instance with a mortality rate of up to 78%. He may be the culprit. Titles like these keep scrolling on the homepage. Click on a few posts to check. In the discussion of netizens, Galaxy turned into an executioner and killed people in the instance. Many people even said that they were in the instance at that time. I saw Galaxy wielding the butcher knife and killing all the reincarnators. With the appearance of the 3rd SSS-level perfect evaluation, some people discussed that Galaxy's ability to get so many perfect evaluations may be related to the reincarnations he killed. Maybe, the more people you kill in the instance, the higher the evaluation you get in the end. The 70% survival rate is the data summarized by countless people after exploring the instance. The only variable in this exploration is Galaxy. A 2-star reincarnationist, no matter how poor his physique is more than 7 times stronger than an ordinary person. Even if he is shot, as long as it is not fatal, he can generally survive. It is hard not to think whether the extra 48% mortality rate is related to Galaxy. Looking at the discussion on the forum, Lin Luo's face was full of subway, old people, mobile phones. What the hell are these people talking about? If it weren't for the Shimenshashua in the waiting space being so crazy, he wouldn't bother to have any intersection with other people. How is it related to the copy evaluation? And no matter how you count it, I only killed 6 reincarnationists, except for the 5 people from the Military Control Commission and the unlucky Shimenshashua. The other reincarnationists were all captured by Liang Zhongchuan, and he was also the one who executed them. It has nothing to do with me. Anyway, no one knows the true identity of Galaxy. Speculation is just speculation. After looking at it for a while, Lin Luo didn't care anymore and clicked on the hot search list. There are 100 posts on the list. A casual glance shows that most of them have entries related to Galaxy. Those who posted the posts finally found the traffic password. However, the post ranked first in the hot search suddenly attracted Lin Luo's attention. Is the shocking change in the copies of Kung Fu and Tang Detective related to Galaxy? The blogger thinks it is very likely. Lin Luo recalled, when he asked Xiao Yuxuan to borrow money, she seemed to be talking about this issue. At that time, the situation was urgent and he didn't have time to ask. Thinking of this, he hurriedly clicked into the post to check. Since yesterday, I believe many people have discovered that there seems to be something wrong with the Kung Fu and Tang Detective dungeons. Based on everyone's feedback, the blogger has summarized all the problems. First of all, after entering these 2 dungeons, the faction options disappear, and even the main quests are no longer released, but the side quests and hidden quests can still be completed. According to past experience, the reincarnations enter the dungeons from the same timeline. But the timelines of these two dungeons are no longer reset. Even if newcomers enter these two dungeons for the first time, they start from the current time period, and they can't even integrate into the plot. Secondly, everyone may have discovered that we can no longer create identities when we enter the dungeons again. Everyone actually appears in the dungeon with their real-world bodies. Here is a reminder to everyone that if you don't want to expose your identity, it's best not to enter the above two dungeons. The last one is also the most terrifying. We know that no matter how long you stay in the dungeon, only 1 hour has passed in the real world. Now this rule is no longer valid for the two dungeons. Someone entered the Tang Detective dungeon and came out after a day. The real world actually passed, 1 day. The blogger has been thinking for a long time, what exactly caused this? Until just now, when I heard the announcement of the entire space, I suddenly had an idea. Galaxy, it's because of Galaxy. In both the Kung Fu and Tang Detective dungeons, Galaxy received a perfect SSS rating and was awarded the title of Lord of the World. No one knew the purpose of this title before. Now think about it, it may have turned these two dungeons into symbols of private worlds. The post ends here. After reading the entire article, Lin Luo was also stunned. The blogger was talking, and he was able to pull it to him again. However, I have to say that the analysis of the post makes sense. If there is only a problem with these two dungeons, I'm afraid it really has something to do with him. The function of the title of Lord of the World was not clearly explained by the administrator, so, he didn't know the specific reason. I want to go into the dungeon to check the situation, but it's too late now, and the dungeon refresh card can't be used in this place. After thinking about it, I can only wait and see tomorrow. Many posts on the hot search are talking about similar issues and discussing the changes in the dungeon. Only a small number of people have heated discussions about the third perfect evaluation of Galaxy. Those boastful and flattering words appeared in the posts without hesitation. Seeing this, Lin Luo was immediately satisfied. After posting a few 666 comments, he exited the forum. Although he was not sleepy, there was nothing to do when he was awake. Lying in the quilt, he slowly fell asleep. Chapter 66 Application for Leave of Absence. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He closed his eyes and pretended to be asleep. After several hours, the sky finally brightened. He was the only one living in the huge house, and it felt lonely occasionally. Fortunately, Lin Luo spent most of his time in the dungeon. He didn't feel much about it. He packed up and went out to school. He felt personally that going to class every day was a waste of time, and it was better to hang out in the reincarnation space. In addition, the fact that he skipped class yesterday was really annoying, so, Lin Luo made up his mind to confront Xiao Yuxuan. Of course, he didn't reveal his identity. Instead, he applied to the school. Whether he dropped out or took a leave of absence, as long as he could skip classes, he had been holding back before because his strength was not enough. Now he is about to break through to a 4-star reincarnation. Can't he enjoy himself? When he arrived at the school, the campus seemed much more lively than before. Many unfamiliar faces, wearing various suits, and some in combat uniforms, walked back and forth. Many colorful tents were set up on the playground. Students rushed there one after another. From the conversations of several people around him, Lin Luo learned the whole story. There is less than a month left before the college entrance examination. These new faces are all from the admissions offices of major universities, who come here to select special students. It is very simple to be specially recruited by a university. Becoming a reincarnationist can enter the special recruitment selection range, and if you are a 1-star reincarnationist, you will immediately attract everyone to scramble for it. In less than a year after entering the reincarnation space, those who can become a 1-star reincarnationist can be regarded as the pride of heaven, sent to a university for good training. It is not impossible to reach the 5-star level. After learning about these things, Lin Luo quickly lost interest. For others, entering university may be the first step to become stronger, but it has no appeal to me at all. With this time, it is better to enter the dungeon and absorb more people. It is still a while before class. He first found Xiao Yuxuan's office and knocked on the door. Come in. Hearing the response, Lin Luo pushed the door and walked in. Seeing his figure clearly, Xiao Yuxuan was obviously stunned. she was just about to ask Lin Luo for questioning. Unexpectedly, the other party actually came to her door. Lin Luo, swish. Xiao Yuxuan stood up instantly. You dare to come to me by yourself, tell me what you did yesterday. Teacher Xiao. Lin Luo nodded calmly, closed the office door first, then he walked to the sofa and sat down, looking at her seriously. I want to apply for a leave of absence. Xiao Yuxuan's brain suddenly crashed. Isn't it about him skipping class yesterday? Why did he want to take a leave of absence right away? You are asking for more, right? Lin Luo. Xiao Yuxuan gritted her teeth and roared, stepped in front of him, and stared at him condescendingly. Are you kidding? I ask you, why did you leave school for no reason yesterday, and didn't you tell me in advance? Teacher Xiao, I'm not kidding, I really want to apply for a leave of absence. It would definitely be best to be able to take a leave of absence. The current school is the best place to learn and explore dungeons. Only fools would drop out without special circumstances. Once you drop out of school, although it will be convenient for you to explore the dungeon, it will definitely attract a lot of attention. It is not impossible to be on the news. Seeing his serious expression, Xiao Yuxuan frowned first. A sneer appeared on her face. Obviously, she was angry and laughed at Lin Luo's words. She said coldly, do you know what you are talking about? There is only 1 month left before the college entrance examination, and you said you want to drop out of school. I have read the file. Your parents died unexpectedly. There are no other relatives at home, so you want to give up on yourself, right? I tell you, it is absolutely impossible. I will not agree to your application. Xiao Yuxuan's tone was sharp, and the momentum was lingering around her. She was furious at Lin Luo, and she looked like she was disappointed with him. And yesterday, you dared to skip class and go home. I remember that you just became a reincarnationist 2 days ago. Why are you so anxious to enter the reincarnation space? There is a cooling time limit. You can only enter the dungeon at 0 o'clock every day. Is there any meaning in skipping class in the afternoon? At the end, she even roared, for ordinary people, the reincarnation space is the best opportunity for a poor family to produce a noble son. It is fairer than the law. Xiao Yuxuan doesn't want to see her students, especially Lin Luo, degenerate. It has only been 3 days since he became a reincarnator, he must not give up so quickly. Wait. 3 days? Xiao Yuxuan suddenly pondered. If I remember correctly, Inha's 3 SSS-level evaluations were all obtained at around 1 a.m. This means that Inha also explored the dungeon at around 0 a.m. And, coincidentally, he just happened to have only explored 3 dungeons. Why does it feel a little wrong? The anger on her face dissipated, and she looked at Lin Luo with an inexplicable meaning. Lin Luo is Inha. No, no, no. Absolutely impossible. As soon as the thought came up, Xiao Yuxuan immediately rejected it. This idea is too magical, I guess it can't even be written into a novel. Her expression kept changing, sometimes dull, sometimes smiling, and occasionally laughing out loud. Seeing this, Lin Luo muttered to himself and unconsciously moved away from her. She is afraid that her IQ will be lowered. Teacher Xiao. Xiao Yuxuan reacted and coughed a few times. What's wrong? I applied for a leave of absence. It has nothing to do with anything else. I just want to spend more time in the reincarnation space. Lin Luo could only try his best to explain. Exploring the dungeon in person is more useful than talking about it on paper. What? Xiao Yuxuan's eyebrows stood up. What he meant by this was not that he was talking on paper. So many schools were opened in Daxia. Every year, a large number of outstanding reincarnations are delivered to the military and the alliance. Can it be denied by just talking on paper? Xiao Yuxuan gritted her teeth and held back the anger in her heart. In class before, this kid had criticized her and left her speechless. Unexpectedly, he skipped class yesterday and still dared to show off his power today. Will he be Galaxy? Laugh. Impossible, absolutely impossible. That is to say, you think exploring by yourself is more useful than what the teacher teaches you, right? Hey, no, how is that possible? Lin Luo grinned. He said no. But every hair on his head was nodding hard at this moment. Call. Xiao Yuxuan closed her eyes and exhaled heavily. Good. Seeing Lin Luo smiling and ready to answer, she yelled angrily, "Shut up and listen to me." Tianwen, the strongest man in Great Xia, also graduated from school. He was promoted to a 1-star reincarnator and explored 12 dungeons. Since you think you are better than the teachers, then how about we make a bet, that when Tianwen was mentioned, Lin Luo knew what she was going to fart about. What bet? If you can surpass Tianwen's record and become a 1-star reincarnator within 12 copies. How about I agree to your request to suspend school? Xiao Yuxuan said, "Indeed it is." Lin Luo laughed secretly in his heart. But you should have explored 3 dungeons, right? She asked again, then there are 9 dungeons now. You have 9 days left to complete the bet. Do you dare to challenge? Okay, I'll take it. Lin Luo didn't hesitate. Success in the challenge means that his talent is stronger than Tianwen. It's sure to attract tons of attention, but, when the 9-day period is over, I will directly choose to admit defeat. How should you respond? Let's not talk about whether to take a break from school or not. The main thing is that the 9-day vacation can be used in vain. What kind of bike do you want? Seeing him agree immediately, surprised, Xiao Yuxuan sneered disdainfully. After all, he is a young man who has just come into contact with society and has never experienced social beatings. When he is in danger, he will know how good the school is. Very good. Xiao Yuxuan narrowed her eyes and said, I also want to remind you that if you encounter danger, you can give up the mission and quit. There is no need to fight to the end. Even if you fail in the end, only the 2 of us know about it, and I won't reveal it. Lin Luo looked at her in surprise. Unexpectedly, she still has some conscience. Hearing this, he nodded. I know Teacher Xiao, then I will first go to the classroom and prepare for class first. Xiao Yuxuan said. After what he said, a triumphant smile appeared on his face. Anyway, you can't enter the dungeon until 0 o'clock. Finish the class first, and then the bet will officially start. With that said, she turned back to the table. After packing up the lesson plan, ignoring Lin Luo, he left the office. Chapter 67. I'll show you my underwear, okay? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The classroom was extremely noisy a second ago. After Xiao Yuxuan walked in, it became quiet instantly. Lin Luo followed behind him, ignoring everyone's curious eyes, and walked straight to the corner. The strange thing is, after the incident of skipping classes, Fatty didn't come to school again today. Looking at Xiao Yuxuan's expression on the podium again, she seemed to have known about this for a long time. Slightly puzzled, Lin Luo didn't think much and fell asleep on the table. The so-called copy analysis class is nothing more than that content. If this course is really useful, then the high-star reincarnationists would have run all over the reincarnation space long ago. Lin Luo didn't even have the slightest interest in this. Xiao Yuxuan was also paying attention to him. As soon as he entered the classroom, he fell asleep on the table with a stiff expression, because of the bet he had just made with Lin Luo. After gritting his teeth, Xiao Yuxuan turned his eyes away and ignored him. The morning class ended quickly. When the bell rang, Lin Luo narrowed his eyes and slowly straightened up. He wanted to sneak home during the lunch break and take a look at the 2 mutant copies. As soon as he started to move, several figures suddenly walked towards him. The purpose was very clear, accompanied by the lingering fragrance. Lin Luo, do you have any plans for lunch? We want to have a meal together. If you are free, do you want to come with us? It's very close, just in the restaurant next to the school. We will treat you. Several girls with blushing faces stood in front of the table. Their eyes were a little evasive. After experiencing 3 SSS-level copies, Lin Luo's charm value at this time is as high as 11 points. Maybe he can't be compared with Kun, but in school, he is also a well-known handsome boy. In addition, after the pretender copy, he gathered a heavy murderous intent in his heart. The complex emotions of coldness, indifference, and world-weariness completely controlled these little girls. I have to admit that being young is good. The ones standing in front of me are so beautiful, but everyone was rich and generous, generously sharing the steamed buns with Lin Luo. The movement in the corner quickly attracted the attention of other students. Several boys gathered together, looking over here, clenching their teeth and fists, and whispering beautiful sea language. Sorry. Under the jealous and vicious gaze of the boys, in the expectant eyes of the girls, Lin Luo had a blank expression. I have something to do later, so I won't go. You go eat first, sorry. If it was before the crossing, as the sea god, Lin Luo would definitely not refuse their invitation, but now, there are better prey in the copy. Why waste too much time on such a vulgar woman? If it was Xiao Yuxuan, he might consider it. Sorry, let me go. Lin Luo stood up and nodded to several people. The girls were stunned, with unbelievable expressions on their faces. They resisted their shyness and took the initiative to invite him, but he refused. Moreover, in front of all the classmates, at the same time when Lin Luo stood up, tears suddenly gathered in the girl's eyes, and her eye circles began to turn red. Lin Luo, how could you do this? The girl asked in a crying voice, her body twitching slightly. Seeing this scene, Lin Luo suddenly frowned. He just wanted to go home before the afternoon class started, so as not to be discovered by Xiao Yuxuan. What? I rejected you, but you still insisted on pestering me, right? Do you really think that I don't hurt when I hit you? Lin Luo, a roar sounded. Seeing the girl crying, the male classmates in the distance couldn't hold back. Before this, Lin Luo was extremely low-key in their class. And in school, such low-key students are also the most likely to be bullied and bullied anyway. He is just a small character. What is there to be afraid of? A few people were brave, rolling up their sleeves. They strode towards Lin Luo. At this time, Lin Luo was even more messy. He really just wanted to go home early. Where did all these things come from? She looks ugly, but she has a lot of trouble. Pushing away the sobbing girl, facing the men who came over aggressively, Lin Luo's face turned cold. If Hello Kitty doesn't show her power, do you think I'm Tom Cat? At a speed faster than lightning, Lin Luo took the initiative to step forward and raised his right foot. Bang, bang, bang. He kicked 3 times in a row. The 3 boys flew backwards with their eyes wide open, knocking down a large number of tables and chairs with a loud noise. The other students who were watching the show were stunned, and the classroom became noisy. Someone ran out of the classroom, apparently wanting to inform Xiao Yuxuan. After kicking someone, Lin Luo glanced at them with disdain. He didn't know anything. He still dared to learn from others to be a hero and save the beauty, right? Idiot. After a sincere praise, he left the classroom without looking back. Those who were beaten had been reincarnated for a long time, but Lin Luo's move was fierce. They were thrown to the ground before they could even react. Xiao Yuxuan came and listened to everyone's description. His expression was gloomy for a moment, and he fell into deep thought. Lin Luo squeezed in the flow of people and walked out of the school gate. There was plenty of time in the afternoon. He wanted to find a place to eat a quick meal first. It would be better to adjust the cooldown time of the copy to 5 or 6 p.m. In this way, after exploring the dungeon, there is still plenty of time to deal with other things. Suddenly, in the open space at the school gate, a bright red sports car attracted Lin Luo's attention. Next to the sports car, there was also a tall figure standing, wearing a slim suit. The lower body was a pair of knee-high boots wrapped in transparent black stockings. Qiu. While he looked at Qiu also noticed the appearance of Lin Luo. The smiling expression gave Lin Luo a headache. He turned his head and pretended not to see this person. His footsteps also quickly moved away from here. However, several more big men appeared and quickly blocked him. The aura of several 2-star reincarnations made Lin Luo pause. With an ugly expression, he looked up at the people in front of him. Da. The sound of footsteps sounded. Hey, isn't this our Mr. Lin? Qiu Yu's voice came from behind. He walked up to him quickly and said with a smile, "You ran away as soon as you saw me. Are you afraid of me?" Afraid? Lin Luo put away his cold eyes and looked at Qiu Yu. What am I afraid of? Am I afraid that Auntie will reward me again? There are too many people now, and it will have a bad influence. How about we go back and reward him again? Qiu Yu's face turned red. The smug expression was restrained, and she wanted to punch him in the face. You are being a hooligan again. She shouted. Every time a man passed by, everyone moved in sync and glanced at Qiu Yu with admiration. I underestimated you. Qiu Yu shouted in a deep voice. I asked the police and the Dacia Alliance, but I couldn't find your registered nickname. Even, it's not in your school's files. The so-called reincarnation, you are not a fake, right? Lin Luo's heart sank. This woman's family really has some background. It can also be seen from the big men around her. Unexpectedly, in order to know her nickname, she actually went to various places to investigate. She is really perverted. Why does she keep staring at me? Auntie. What do you want to do? Lin Luo was helpless. If it's because of the previous incident, I can apologize to you, and I can also consider selling the house to you. If it doesn't work, I will show you my underwear after I get home. It doesn't matter if you want to take a video. Chapter 68 Magical Fantasy Dungeon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Who wants to see you? Shut up. Lin Luo said this without lowering his voice. The passers-by beside him all looked at the two in shock. Chiao Yu also blushed. The scene at that time seemed to appear in front of her again. Soon, murderous intent appeared on her face. I almost forgot that you took a video at that time. Take it out and delete it. What's so good about it? I deleted it a long time ago. Lin Luo curled his lips. He ignored Chiao Yu's resentful eyes. How about this? You give me a few days, and when I find a place to live, I will sell the house to you. There were no photos of the original owner's parents in that house, perhaps because they were afraid of being reminded of the past. They were all hidden by the original owner. Lin Luo didn't even know what his parents looked like. Of course, there would be no psychological pressure, but at this time, the feud between the two was far more than a house. Chiao Yu glanced at him. She didn't nod in agreement, but she didn't refuse either. So, what's your nickname in the reincarnation space? I searched your real name, and that person is a Korean, definitely not you. What? Lin Luo was speechless. Someone actually registered Lin Luo as a nickname, and it was the Koreans from the peninsula. This is so damn unlucky. However, now is not the time to talk about these things. He never expected that this woman would be so difficult to deal with. Didn't he just glance at her lace? At most, he took a little video. Is it necessary to haunt her like this? Delay any longer. If Xiao Yuxuan comes out to arrest people, he will have to suffer in school again. While everyone was not paying attention, Lin Luo stretched out his hand to push away several big men. Don't look at them as fat and strong, and look very brave, but in fact, they are all two-star reincarnations. With a little effort, the wall of people was pushed open, and he stepped out in 2 steps. Chiao Yu, I warn you. Lin Luo turned his head. While retreating, he said in annoyance, if you stick to me like a dogskin plaster again, don't blame me for taking action. You will be in trouble when the time comes. After saying the harsh words, Lin Luo turned his head without hesitation and disappeared in the crowd. At this time, Chiao Yu reacted and screamed, Lin Luo, that she turned her head and looked at the big men. What's wrong with you? How did you let him run away? Miss. The strong men were also confused. In their eyes, Lin Luo was just a student and didn't look very strong. I didn't expect that the other party would push me back a few steps with a slight push. Everyone was stunned for a while at that time. The real world, as long as the reincarnations don't take the initiative to show their star rating, it is difficult to define their strength. No one would have thought that a student who hasn't graduated from high school would have attribute values comparable to 4-star level. The strong men looked at each other and bowed their heads in shame. Chiao Yu's face was full of anger, but there were many pedestrians around, and she couldn't scold them in the street. Looking at the direction where Lin Luo disappeared, Chiao Yu stamped his feet in anger. Go find out which class he is from. Let someone contact their class teacher and other students. Chiao Yu gave orders. He entered the reincarnation space. It's impossible that he didn't contact anyone. Muttering to himself, Chiao Yu ignored the strong men. Wearing black leather boots, he got in the car and left. Half an hour later, after eating 3 servings of duck leg rice, Lin Luo came out of the restaurant. Since the reincarnation space appeared, many strange things have been brought from the space to the real world, including various ingredients, weapons in the dungeon, etc. The duck in the duck leg rice just eaten is said to come from a dungeon called Mummy Duck. Of course, it's just said. A small street restaurant like this is pure technology and hard work. Thank God that he doesn't need to use synthetic meat. As for Tao Tao and Cece's legs, he didn't even dare to think about it. Hiccup. After burping, Lin Luo returned home. Sitting on the sofa, he silently said in his heart. Enter the reincarnation space. The picture in front of him flashed. Lin Luo reappeared in the reincarnation space. Because there is a copy refresh card, you can explore the copy at any time, so, you have to prepare in advance. Open the virtual panel. Draw a copy. Countless copies appeared on the screen. The star level has not been upgraded yet, and he can only explore the 2-star copy at most. It doesn't matter what you draw anyway. After waiting for a while, Lin Luo shouted, "Stop!" A total of 10 copies appeared in front of him. The ancient city of Jingjue, 800, let the bullet apply for World Heritage, 7-star Lu Palace, Venom, Deadly Guardian, Old Corpse in the Mountain Village. After drawing so many copies, it is difficult for Lin Luo to feel excited again. Compared with 1-star copies, 2-star copies are more dangerous, but overall they are still within controllable range. What surprised him was, among these copies, there were actually magical and fantasy copies, like the ancient city of Jingjue and the Palace of Lu. In the previous life, because of the rule of no spirits allowed after the founding of the country, the movies ended with atheism, but in the reincarnation space, Lin Luo didn't think it would be like this. Besides, he also concluded, there is the help of biming divine art. In the early stage of development, the fastest way to improve strength is not the fantasy dungeon, but the world with more people, for example, the world of 800 and Shani. There is no fantasy, no cultivation, the only thing is that there are a lot of people, a lot. As for Venom, it is not considered at all. The so-called symbiont is just a black god suit with self-awareness. The side effects are also very large. If you have this time, you might as well go to devour the sky. After thinking for a long time, Lin Luo's eyes flashed. I choose the Mountain Village Old Corpse Dungeon. That the voice of the administrator sounded. Reincarnation Galaxy. You have selected the Mountain Village Old Corpse Dungeon. The current dungeon cooldown time, 11 hours and 07 minutes. Please wait patiently. Just came out of the Pretender dungeon. Lin Luo is tired of the war world. He killed too many people in the Pretender, and he always felt very depressed. He has to change to a different type of dungeon to relax. Mountain Village Old Corpse is very suitable for relaxing. Before the time travel, when this movie came out, it created a happy childhood for many people. It's good to reminisce appropriately, and, judging from the current situation, the 2 fantasy dungeons also do not meet his needs. When choosing a dungeon, 2 requirements need to be met. Either it is a dungeon that can be speed passed, and the star level can be increased at the fastest speed. If it is, it must be the same as the Pretender. In the dungeon world, he can use the biming divine art unscrupulously without worrying about the consequences. After comprehensive consideration, Lin Luo decided to explore the Mountain Village Old Corpse dungeon first. Chapter 69 Return to the Kung Fu World. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The dungeon extraction is complete. There are 11 hours of cooldown left. Even if you use the cooldown refresh card to refresh the dungeon at 6 p.m., there are still 5 hours of waiting time. There is still plenty of time. Sitting on the sofa, Lin Luo opened the dungeon page. The 3 dungeons that he had explored before were now displayed at the top of the page. In addition to the explored mark under the dungeon name, there is also a small string of prompts, with the title of Lord of the World. You can enter the dungeon world at any time. Lin Luo's eyes lit up. After reading those posts last night, he began to speculate in his heart, if the title of Lord of the World is indeed to turn the dungeon into a private one, then when he enters these dungeons again, do I have to wait for the cooldown? I wanted to try it online, but it was too late yesterday and I didn't have time to do the experiment. Until now, the answer has appeared. Administrator. Lin Luo shouted excitedly, I want to return to the Kung Fu copy. Ding! The voice of the administrator sounded. Reincarnation Galaxy, detect the title of World Lord, fake, of the Kung Fu copy. Are you sure you want to enter the copy world? Confirm. It was just an attempt, and Lin Luo didn't hesitate at all. If the experiment is successful, it's just right to enter the copy and complete all the remaining tasks. Seeing the word fake after the title, it feels very eye-catching. Inexplicable black fog suddenly formed in the room. Lin Luo was already familiar with everything. He knew in his heart that this was a sign of the beginning of the transmission. The vision slowly turned black, the dazzling sunlight shone down. It took Lin Luo a Long time to adapt before he squinted his eyes to observe the surroundings, Pig Cage Village. He reappeared in Pig Cage Village. The difference is that when he left before, it was a moonlit night. But now, it is broad daylight. After the harassment of the Axe Gang and the Cheen Demon, the mess in the yard has not been cleaned up. The ground paved with bluestone is covered with gullies. Thinking of something, Lin Luo walked to the front of the store and observed himself through the glass. A sharp short hair, paired with shorts and short sleeves, a pair of flat sneakers on his feet, Dasabi brand. Fuck. Is it really a real body? Lin Luo was surprised. There seems to be something wrong with the several copies that have been rated SSS level. According to the research of everyone on the forum, the time flow rate of the copy is consistent with that of the real world. In this way, since the last time I left, the copy time should have passed 1 Kuntian, that is about 2.5 days. It doesn't matter if the real world body enters the copy, anyway. It will still be injured. Just be more careful not to reveal your identity. Appreciate the beauty of the prosperous age. For a while, Lin Luo started and strolled in the Pig Cage Village. The originally noisy and lively village was now empty. The doors of many shops were closed, and looking through the glass, the house was in a mess. According to the development of the plot, after the Axe Gang's brother Kun was scared away, he rested and sent Xingzai to the mental hospital to find Huiyun Evil God. And Huiyun Evil God fought with the landlady that night. Another day later, Xingzai emerged from his cocoon and became a butterfly, completing his transformation. Finally, the decisive battle took place in the Pig Cage Village. It should be that the landlady anticipated this and dismissed all the residents. Anyway, this is how the original plot was played. He was thinking. Suddenly, there was a sound of cars outside the village, one after another. Countless figures in black rushed in and quickly occupied the surroundings of the village. Lin Luo reacted quickly. He reached out and broke the glass of the tailor shop and pulled out a shirt from inside. He tore a piece of rag to cover his face. Although the main quests of the dungeon were gone, there was no guarantee that some of the old six would hide in the Axe Gang. His true appearance must not be seen by the reincarnation. His actions attracted the attention of the Axe Gang members. Dozens of figures ran towards here, holding a shiny axe in his hand. He rushed towards Lin Luo without saying a word. The order of Huiyun Evil God was to completely eradicate Julong village. No one in the village should be left alive. When they saw Lin Luo standing here, they naturally thought that he was also a resident of the village. The last time he explored the dungeon, Lin Luo could only hide in the dark and use the 6 Meridians divine sword to kill people, but now, he is no longer the same as before, facing more than 10 figures rushing in front of him, with an agility attribute of more than 900, he walked calmly and dodged all the axe blades. Like Xingzai, he raised his foot and crushed everyone's leather shoes. Ah, that a scream suddenly sounded. Then, Lin Luo's expression turned cold, and his strength and speed burst out with all his strength. As many people rushed over, as many people flew out at the same time. The belated Huiyun Evil God just walked in from the door at this time. Seeing the chaos here, he tilted his head to indicate. Dozens more people rushed over and joined the battle. Smoke and dust rose up, covering a corner of the yard. At the same time, in a small, inconspicuous room in the fortress, Xingzai, dressed in white, had a look of neither sadness nor joy on his face. He reached out and put out the landlady's cigarette. Don't smoke when you're injured. Leave it to me here. That he walked lightly to the door and slowly opened it. Swish. Bang. A black shadow flew from below and hit the wall heavily. Looking closely, it turned out to be a man, holding an axe in his hand, and blood spurting from his mouth and nose. Xingzai paused. He turned his head to look at the yard below. Hundreds of black shadows were lying everywhere, and the smoke and dust gradually dissipated, and in the center, there was a figure standing, about 10 meters away, facing the fire cloud evil god from a distance. The movement of opening the door also startled the 2 people below. The fire cloud evil god turned his head, his eyes flashed with murderous light, and his body tensed up as if he wanted to rush up, but he suddenly realized that there was another master standing in front of him. Under consideration, he stood there without moving. Look at Lin Luo. Seeing the confusion on Xingzai's face, he almost couldn't hold back his smile. He panted slightly. Although he was strong enough to crush these gang members, there were too many of them. After fighting for so long, sweat finally broke out on his forehead. Xingzai, come down. He waved at Xingzai. Xingzai narrowed his eyes, stepping on the handrail. his body floated down from the second floor. The three of them stood in a triangle, staring at Lin Luo vigilantly. Xingzai asked, "Who are you? You don't recognize me after just a few days of not seeing me?" Lin Luo said with a smile. "Brother," Xingzai frowned and suddenly widened his eyes. "It's you, brother." "It's me." Lin Luo nodded. Although his current image is very different from the previous Zhangde, however, for Xingzai, he has even experienced the resurrection of the dead. Nothing is unacceptable. A smile immediately appeared on his expressionless face. However, the long-awaited fire cloud evil god quickly caught the opportunity when the two were in a trance, lying on the ground. After a short period of accumulation of power, he turned into a scabby treasure and rushed towards Lin Luo. He didn't know Xingzai's current strength yet, therefore, Huiyun evil god subconsciously thought that Lin Luo was a greater threat to him. "Be careful," Xingzai reacted. Lin Luo didn't dare to be careless. He burst out with all his strength and punched Huiyun evil god. Bang! The shock wave caused by the fist spread rapidly in all directions. Chapter 70 Fire Cloud Evil God. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bang! Lin Luo stepped back quickly after the impact. He took more than 10 steps back before he could barely stabilize. The fire cloud evil god on the other side was also knocked back by the punch and fell to the ground again. His eyes were extremely cautious, and his chin began to swell like a scabby. Gurgle, gurgle. Lin Luo quickly adjusted his breath. He looked at the fire cloud evil god with a serious expression. He now had nearly 4,000 combat power, but he couldn't crush the fire cloud evil god. Even when using the toad magic skill, the two were evenly matched. This is obviously just a 2-star copy. A fire cloud evil god actually has a strength of nearly 4 stars. Kung Fu copy, is it possible for a human to pass it? Brother, are you okay? Xingzai exclaimed, and quickly came to him. It's okay. Lin Luo shook his head. His beaming magic skill absorbs people with lower strength than himself very quickly, but for people like the fire cloud evil god, who are equally strong, if you don't absorb it for a few minutes, there will be no effect at all. Fortunately, when I added points at the beginning, I mainly added physical and mental strength, although he was beaten back by a punch from the fire cloud evil god. After just a short rest, Lin Luo recovered. He looked at Xingzai with a slightly cold look in his eyes. Xingzai, beat him. Okay. Xingzai nodded. Xingzai, who did not use the Tathagata palm, was also pressed to the ground and beaten by the fire cloud evil god, but now, with the help of Lin Luo, he has become more comfortable. The fire cloud evil god flew back and forth. He lifted Xingzai from one building to another. Occasionally, he could spare some time to fight with Lin Luo. 6 Meridians Divine Sword. By Yubiubiu, the transparent sword energy kept flying towards the fire cloud evil god. It cut countless wounds on his body, but the evil god's physique was also very strong, and the level of the 6 Meridians Divine Sword was too low, so it did not cause fatal damage. Finally, under the constant harassment of the two, Huiyun evil god launched a special move. He accumulated power on the ground for a long time and rushed towards Lin Luo at a high speed. Even the naked eye could hardly see his speed, and there was even a sonic boom in the air. Bang! Be careful. Xingzai is worthy of being the protagonist of great righteousness. He barely reacted and stood in front of Lin Luo, and Huiyun evil god hit his stomach. He turned his direction and flew rapidly into the sky, disappearing in front of him in an instant. Lin Luo looked up and could no longer see the bodies of the two. Soon, Huiyun evil god landed, just when he was about to attack Lin Luo. But he saw Lin Luo directly avoid his attack, retreat dozens of steps, and stand at the edge of the fortress. 2 heads popped out of the window on the second floor to look around. Honey, do you know that man? No, Xingzai looks like his friend. He doesn't look very old, but he has such martial arts skills. He must be a martial arts genius. If our son is still alive, he should. Alas. But where is Xingzai? That the landlady and the landlord looked up at the sky. Honey, do you remember a palm technique that falls from the sky? It's the lost Tathagata palm. In the yard, the confused fire cloud evil god seemed to feel something. He looked up at the sky. Suddenly, he felt the pressure of the momentum. and the whole person fell to the ground, his body under great pressure. The few hairs on his head were blown away by the wind. In the blue sky, it seemed as if a meteor streaked across. The white clothes on Xingzai's body burned, and the whole person was covered by flames, rushing down rapidly. His ren and du meridians were opened, and the Tathagata palm was directly upgraded to the maximum level. Let alone fighting the fire cloud evil god, even if it was to fight Lin Luo, that would be more than enough. In a flash, Xingzi rushed to the roof of the pig cage village. 5 fingerprints suddenly appeared on the hard floor tiles, sinking nearly 1 meter into the ground. Whoosh! The wind was blowing. The fire cloud evil god, who was pressed at the bottom of the pit, screamed hysterically. Surrender! Xingzi, who was about to land, paused. He changed direction lightly, put his hands together against his chest, and landed gracefully. Seeing this scene with his own eyes, Lin Luo's heart was hot. The scene was several times more exaggerated than in the movie. It's just not clear what level the Tathagata palm is. It should be at least A+ level, otherwise, it would never have such magical power. Stepping forward, Lin Luo stood side by side with Xingzi and patted him on the shoulder. I told you before that the old senior is not an ordinary person. Do you believe it now? Xingzai, who had just finished the Tathagata palm, had a sacred expression on his face, like the reincarnation of Buddha. He did not put down his clasped hands until he was awakened by Lin Luo. Brother. The words were not spoken yet. The fire cloud evil god, who was pressed at the bottom of the pit, took out 2 evil flowers and rushed over quickly. His mentality was completely broken, and his movements were weak. Lin Luo, who knew the plot, was prepared in his heart. When the fire cloud evil god rushed over, he directly pinched his wrist, and the evil flower could not move forward. Originally, there was a golden needle hidden weapon in the pistol, but Lin Luo, who was well prepared, did not give him a chance to release the hidden weapon. Northern Divine Art. At this time, the true energy of the fire cloud evil god dissipated. The absorption speed of the Northern Divine Art increased greatly. Moreover, this time Lin Luo did not recite silently, but directly called out the name of the art. When he bought the technique, Xingzi was standing beside him. He knew that he had the beaming divine art. Huiyun evil god trembled all over, and all his energy gathered in his hands. Half a minute later, his skin withered and his eyes lost their light. Because Xingzi was there, Lin Luo did not suck him dry. He also left him about 10% of his attributes. After letting go, Huiyun evil god fell to the ground helplessly like a withered tree. Xingzi, who was full of Buddhist nature, could not bear it, but could not blame his big brother, so he could only turn his head and pretend not to see it. Lin Luo stood there and adjusted for a long time. He breathed a sigh of relief, silently thinking. Open the attribute panel. Reincarnation, Galaxy, Reincarnation number, 202332250127, P-Zone, Strength, 1554. Constitution, 1686. Agility, 1518. Spirit, 1443. Luck, 3. Charm, 11. Free attribute, 0. Reincarnation points, 0. Reincarnation coins, 29780. Reincarnation star, 1 star, unless necessary. Skills and props are omitted. Less water words. Looking at the attributes on the virtual screen, Lin Luo excitedly clenched his fist. The attributes of Huiyun evil god are slightly lower than his. In addition, only 70% of the attributes were absorbed this time, so there will be no conflict of true chi, and Lin Luo's attributes at this time completely exceed the standard of a 4-star reincarnation. A 4-star reincarnation of 1-star level. This wave of blood profit. According to the manager, after all tasks are completed, the full version of the title of Lord of the World will be automatically issued. Huiyun evil god is the last task of the Kung Fu copy. After calming down, Lin Luo closed the panel. He walked to Xingzai. Axing, are you okay? It's okay. Xingzai shook his head. He had figured out that what happened to Huiyun evil god was what he deserved. He didn't blame his elder brother for being too harsh. Brother, Xingzai asked, what are your plans for the future? Plans? I have no plans. Lin Luo replied, just a casual walk, wandering around the world. That I definitely won't be able to come to the dungeon world often in the future. Wandering around is the best excuse. However, there is another important thing that needs Xingzai's help. Do you still remember the old beggar before? Xingzai was stunned. he remembered that his Tathagata palm was sold to him by the old beggar. He used to think that man was a liar, but he didn't expect that the skills were real. Lin Luo continued, I'm going to go to him again and buy some skills. You come with me. Xingzai is the protagonist of the plot after all, with him following, the success rate should be much higher. Okay. Xingzi nodded without hesitation. He went back to change his clothes. Lin Luo also took off his mask. Xingzi was stunned for a moment by the face that was as good-looking as 8627 Yenzu, and his expression suddenly became respectful. The two walked towards the city, one in front and one behind.